Getting a Prebuilt PC on a budget can actually be a painful experience if you choose the wrong system. If you don't have the knowledge, you can end up buying a Prebuilt PC that will have FPS drops in your favorite title, or even worse, it doesn't even run it. For that reason, I will show you my favorite Prebuilt PCs on a budget for August 2023. I will also explain what each of these PCs are capable of running, that way you know if it's a good PC for you or not. You will have the links to all of these systems down below in the video description. That being said, let's start. With the first one, we have the cheapest one on the list in the Victus 15L with the i5 13400 and the Intel Arc A380 for the GPU. The total price for this system is $520 and it's a really decent system to start playing at 1080p. Now, it's not going to be the flashiest PC out there, so if you want to run every single game at 1080p high FPS, this is not the right PC for you. But if you want a functional system that can actually do some gaming, this one is a nice choice. It has 2 sticks of 4 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs total, and 256 gigs of SSD. So if you want to play easy to run titles such as Minecraft, Valorant, CSGO, you will be able to run this at above 100 FPS, which is really decent for the amount of money that you're paying, especially high demanding CPU games because you get the i5 13400. But if you want to start playing games like Red Dead Redemption 2 or even higher end titles, then I do recommend you either buying a better system or clicking on customize and buy and changing some components. And the main components I would change is the GPU to the GTX 1660 Super and then the storage to 500 gigs of SSD. The total price if you make these upgrades is going to be $680, and if you even want to spend more money, then I would recommend you buying a different system that I will mention in a second. But trust me, if you make this upgrade, the 1660 Super is much better than the Intel Arc A380, therefore your gaming performance will be better. Now, as I said before, if you have more money, I would recommend you getting the Skytech Blaze 3 for $800 with the RTX 3060 and the Ryzen 5 5600G. The RTX 3060 is about 143% faster than the Intel Arc A380, and with the 3060 you can actually run any title at 1080p 60 plus FPS on average, since it's a really solid GPU for 1080p resolution. On a 14 game average at 1080p high quality settings, it was able to manage 116 FPS, which, like I said, really solid. So you can even play titles like Flight Simulator, Red Dead Redemption 2, and of course it's going to depend on the game and the settings, but for most games 1080p 60 plus FPS on average is going to be more than achievable. And you can also start playing at 1440p. On the same 14 game average at 1440p high quality settings, it was able to manage 84 FPS on average, which is really decent. So if you want to start playing at 1440p games like GTA 5 or esports titles, that is not going to be a problem. In my opinion, for $800 is a really good system. However, if you're able to spend $900, I would recommend you the Victus 15L once again, but this time is the upgraded version with the RTX 3060, so actually the same GPU, but you get the i7 13700. You also get 16 gigs of RAM, 1TB of hard drive, and 500 gigs of SSD, so you get more storage than the Blaze 3 from Skytech. But the most important part here is that you get the i7 13700, which is much better than the Ryzen 5 5600G when it comes to both gaming and content creation, but especially for content creation. So if you're a creator or you want to do productivity work, this is a no-brainer. I would recommend you spending the extra 100 and going with this one. Another thing I would recommend you upgrading if you're a creator is the RAM to 32 gigs of RAM. But if you're a gamer, 16 gigs of RAM is going to be just fine. And for $900 you're getting a system that's capable of 1080p any game, just like the last one, at higher FPS as well because of the CPU, but also a much better creator PC. So overall, I think this one is the best PC in terms of price to performance on this whole video, and the one I highly recommend you buying. Of course, if you have the budget too. And then I have a bonus system. This one is not a budget system. It's $1,100 in the Nebula PC with the 5600X and the RTX 3060 Ti. You will be getting better performance for both 1080p and 1440p. You can also get a similar PC from Amazon if you want to buy a system from there with the i5 12400F and the RTX 3060 Ti for $1,130, which is essentially the same system. The only difference is that it comes with the i5 12400F instead of the Ryzen 5 5600X, which both are really similar in terms of performance. So as I said, those are bonus systems that will give you extra performance, but in my opinion the Victus 15L is the much better option in terms of value, because you're spending $200 less and getting similar performance. Now, it's no secret that if you want a PC build, you're gonna get better components at a lower price. However, some people don't want to build a PC themselves, that's why I make this type of videos. But if you're willing to build a PC yourself, you're gonna get an amazing performance at this price point. For that reason, I recommend you watching my video about the best PC builds of the month, because you can learn about systems and make your own PC, but there are a bunch of factors on why you might bottleneck your system, and this is the last thing you want to do. So if you want to buy one, I recommend you watching that video. You will have PCs for $1,000 that are 4K capable PCs. That's how insane the performance is. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.